Hey, if you're thinking about moving to Oklahoma City, one of the biggest decisions you'll make is where you live. Not just the house, but also the lifestyle. And this is something I see all the time with relocation buyers. Do we live in the city or do we choose the suburbs? On paper, both sound great. In real life, they feel very, very different. Today, I'm breaking down living in Oklahoma City versus living in the suburbs, and more importantly, what people don't realize until after they make that move. Hey, I'm Katie. I help families relocate to the Oklahoma City metro, and I've lived here for over 15 years. So let's get into it. All right, let's talk a little bit about what living in Oklahoma City actually means. When people say they want to live in Oklahoma City, they're usually thinking shorter commute, being close to downtown, restaurants, events, and entertainment, sometimes character and charm in older homes, and depending on the neighborhood, all of that can be true. But living in Oklahoma City often means older established neighborhoods, mature trees and historic homes if you like that, proximity to hospitals, downtown, and major employers. But here's what surprises people. Homes tend to be a little bit older, and which means insurance can be higher. New construction is a bit limited. Lot sizes can be smaller. Now, that's not true for every neighborhood. Oklahoma City neighborhoods are very different from one to another. You're going to see a little bit of everything, and lot sizes can vary quite a bit depending on where you are. Some city neighborhoods still offer generous lot sizes and great spacing. It's just not as consistent as what you would see in our suburbs typically. This is where narrowing down the specific neighborhood, not just saying we want the city living, really matters here. City living is about convenience and character, not necessarily size or brand new finishes. Let's talk about the suburbs. Suburbs around Oklahoma City like Edmond, the Deer Creek area, Yukon, Moore, and Norman, just to name a few, are where you'll find the majority of your new construction homes. Suburban living typically offers newer homes with modern layouts and modern finishes, larger lots and master plan neighborhoods, stronger public school district, quieter streets, and more consistency. But what people don't realize is you'll drive a bit more, dining and entertainment are a bit more spread out, and commutes can be longer depending on location. Suburban living is about space, predictability, and family-focused living. Now let's really talk about the reality of the commute. This matters more than you think, and it is a main driver for a lot of people moving here to this area. Here's where people misjudge things. Oklahoma City actually has really good traffic, especially compared to other cities of similar size. Now, locals are going to complain about the traffic, and honestly, people complain about traffic everywhere in every single city. You'll hear things like the traffic is horrible or we have the worst drivers here in our city. But the reality is Oklahoma City consistently ranks as one of the better large cities for traffic. Where people get tripped up isn't congestion, it's distance. Oklahoma City is actually the 20th largest city in the US by population, but the 9th largest city by landmass. So even with good traffic flow, you still need to be careful that you're not buying a home on the complete opposite side of the city from where you are working, because that can still mean a 40-minute drive, especially let's say you're living in Edmond, but you're working in Norman. That is a long commute every single day. Another thing buyers don't always think about is what type of roads they're taking. Highways, city streets, school zones, traffic lights. I'm going to use Edmond for a great example here. Edmond can be a very easy commute to downtown Oklahoma City. You hop on I-235, which is also known as Broadway Extension, and you're golden. But if you're traveling east to west through Edmond on city streets, you're hitting traffic light after traffic light after traffic light. From East Edmond all the way to West Edmond and near the Deer Creek side, can easily be 30 minutes of lights alone. So if you're going all the way from the east to the west side, you would want to be in a spot where you could easily take the Kilpatrick Turnpike over rather than going through all those city streets. So commute planning here isn't just about distance, it's also about finding the right routes. And real quick, if this video is helpful and you're planning a move to Oklahoma City, make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the bell for notifications so you get notified when I post new videos. I share honest, boots on the ground info to help you make the right decision before you move, not after. All right, so let's talk a little bit about schools, resale, and kind of long-term thinking. This is especially important for families. School districts in Oklahoma City do not follow city limits. You're going to hear me talk about that in a lot of my videos. You may have an Oklahoma City address, but be in Deer Creek schools. You may have an Edmond address, but be in Deer Creek schools. You might have a Yukon address, but be in Piedmont schools. So it can get very tricky there, and you need to know these things before you purchase. Suburban areas often offer highly sought after public school districts, strong resale demand, and more consistency in pricing. I also want to be very honest about something. Oklahoma as a state is not known nationally for education rankings. In fact, we've been ranked pretty poorly overall in recent years. That being said, we do have some very strong public schools, especially in the suburbs around Oklahoma City. Because of that, we see many families intentionally choosing suburban areas specifically for the schools. For buyers who want city living and strong education options, we also have several excellent private schools in and around the urban core. But just keep in mind, private schools can be pricey, and that needs to be a part of the overall housing and lifestyle budget conversation. This is where being intentional really matters. All right, so let's talk a little bit about lifestyle fit, the part that no one really talks about. This is the biggest aha moment for a lot of my buyers. Oklahoma City living works best if you value convenience, love character and charm of old homes, you don't mind those older homes, and you prefer the proximity over space. Suburban living, on the other hand, can be ideal if you want, say, a newer construction home, or you value having a space and yard and quiet. Maybe if you have kids that are planned to and want to be in a great school district, or maybe you want a more predictable neighborhood, especially for the resale value. Now, neither Oklahoma City living or suburb living is the best choice. They're just different. The mistake is choosing based on price alone instead of your lifestyle. You need to be choosing for both. Overall, there's no right or wrong choice between living in Oklahoma City or the suburbs, but there is a wrong choice if you don't understand the trade-offs. Most buyers don't actually regret the house they buy. They regret the location they didn't think through. That's why having local guidance matters so much here. Hey, if you're relocating to Oklahoma City and trying to decide between the city and the suburbs, I'd love to help you talk through it. I get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you wanting to make their move to the Oklahoma City area. If that sounds like you, be sure to drop down to the description below where you'll find all of my contact information. Whether it's 9 days from now or 9 months from now, I'm happy to help you make that move. Every family is very different, and the right answer depends on your lifestyle. So make sure you're subscribed for more honest videos about living in the Oklahoma City metro, and feel free to reach out if you want help narrowing things down a bit. I'll see you in the next video.